Hello, everybody, and thank you to another episode of Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am Oatmeal, and today I will be playing the professor, and I am joined by Tala.
Yep, and I will be playing Amber Pyreson.
That's right. Today we are in Toontown on some mostly random street where the professor's ellipsis is parked. It is, for those who haven't been keeping up, a red phone box. At least on the outside it is. But inside, in the console room, the professor is just working on one of the wall panels. He's got some tools out and stuff.
Uh, so when you say random street, so does Professor tell anyone else where where the ellipsis is gonna be on any given day?
He usually he's kind of been slowly making his way across Toontown, going from street to street. But if you've seen it before, you can be pretty sure it's gonna be within the same neighborhood, just maybe one way or the other. So a little bit of looking from one street to the next, it's not difficult to spot. And honestly, he's been just parking in the same general area long enough that if you ask somebody hey, where's the phone box today, they will tell you.
Okay. I guess I'll just roll that. 11. Yeah, okay. It takes a little bit. Amber herself uh hasn't been to the ellipsis on her own before.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a little bit of searching on her end until finally she finds the phone booth and just knocks on it.
Mm-hmm. There is a brief pause before the door opens, and there's the professor. Hello, Amber. How are you today?
Uh, hey, Professor. Uh, Not bad. Just came to ask you about some stuff, and you notice that she is alone, which
Hmm.
uh, is completely out of the ordinary for her because, like, normally her and Box are completely inseparable.
Mm-hmm.
She also seems to be carrying something in her arms,
Mm-hmm.
like looks like two metal boxes.
Uh-huh. Well, come in. Where's Box? Oh.
Oh, they're at Sammy's place.
Oh, all right.
Can't exactly bring them to, uh, you know, can bring them here because I actually came to ask you about what's that roll for?
Oh, that was perception. It was really bad.
Yeah, Box definitely isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I couldn't exactly bring them on to help with their own creation day present.
Oh, is that what you're working
Which,
on?
uh, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be what I'm working on, but that has come to a screeching standstill, and
Oh.
she invites herself in
Mm-hmm.
and brings the thing she's carrying to just any random table, the closest one.
He doesn't have a table in this room. Like there's the console, but it's like got a bunch of it's table shaped, but it's got a bunch of like mechanics on like every surface. Like you'd be pressing a lot of buttons.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay, so she pauses, looks around. Uh, do you have somewhere I could put this thing down?
uh, sure. What kind of place are you looking for? Um, a workshop, perhaps?
You have one, yeah, that sounds great.
Ah, absolutely. And he will lead Amber into the through the interior doors and down the hall, round a corner, and into um, a pretty nondescript door. Um, and inside is uh, a fairly small workshop. It's maybe 30 by 30 or 40 by 40 ish. Um, and it has a number of pretty basic tools. A lot of this stuff is uh, things that you've seen before, or at least are familiar with the concept of. This one's not. This workshop isn't particularly high tech,
Oh, that works for her.
and
Amber,
there is a table.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because Amber goes over to it and sets down what you can now see is a 2 foot tall robot. It doesn't seem to be active at the moment, but uh, yeah, it's a robot.
Huh. So what?
So basically,
Hmm.
uh, so you know how box is like a box,
Hmm.
cardboard box?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very poor choice in materials. Like
Hmm.
I was a bit maybe not in the right headspace when I made them. But then again, I also didn't realize that they'd eventually become sentient,
Mm-hmm.
which a whole other issue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
But
see.
basically, uh, they're turning 4 soon, so I
Ah.
thought, since only uh, having literally only one limb that's not even a hand, and uh, being like 1 feet tall, uh, not super, not a super great body to have, especially when you're, a kid. So
Hmm.
I've been working on this for the past year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Uh, the idea was that I could move Box's little flame into this one, and they could have, a body that won't get soggy and almost fall apart whenever it gets wet. And I can also jump, climb surfaces, hold on to things.
Mm-hmm.
But um, there's been a bit of an issue with the actual core. Uh, Take a look for yourself.
Mm.
And she takes out her multi-purpose tool and turns the robot around and carefully unscrews a panel on its back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so it was uh, it's supposed to only be powered by uh, Box's flame, which I guess you could consider their life force,
Mm-hmm.
soul, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Except every test I've done so far, the fire eventually just fizzles out,
Hmm.
which does not bode well.
No.
Like, I'm not even entirely sure what the issue is because,
Hmm.
I mean, maybe it's an issue with the circulation in there, or maybe it's not able to, the energy isn't able to create like a proper loop throughout the body,
Mm-hmm.
or hmm, maybe it could be the material it's made out of itself. It Most of the stuff is just things I managed to get from like scrap yards and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
But you seem to also know a bit about uh, machines and stuff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which, I've never had any reason to actually focus on that sort of field. So, uh,
Yes.
yeah, I came to you.
Uh-huh. All right. So let's see. Hmm. Power source. Have you tried this with uh you haven't tried this with Box's flame, just with a replacement flame for power?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't quite want to stay. All right. Hmm. Let's see. I think then I think what we're going to need is something, some sort of yes, because if it's going to be important to keep it steady, I think we're going to need a pilot light installed, something that will have a backup supply of possibly a backup supply of power uh, to sort of help along the main power source, and to keep it steady and keep it from blowing out. Um, like in a
You have one of those.
hmm?
Oh, you first.
Oh, I was going to say like in a gas powered heater. Um, Sometimes it instead of the more advanced ones, at least here, um, instead of just having it start from an entirely cold machine, it'll have a little pilot light running even when it's off or dormant, and then when it's actually needed to power on fully, it'll already be sort of primed. So the pilot light will then be fanned into a full flame, at which point the machine can run.
Hmm. Amber has been nodding along to this. Like, huh, you know, maybe. Do you have one of those handy?
Uh, hmm. Actually, I might. And I think he's going to. Let's see. Uh, let's see what you have, Professor. Um. Oh no. Okay. Um. He looks around for something he can take a pilot light out of, but doesn't seem to find anything. So instead, he says, "All right, it looks like we're going to have to make one then. It shouldn't be too difficult. Just a basic a fuel pack and let's see, fuel pack, a little bit of something to ignite it. Oh, spark plug should do it. And then just a little tube. And he manages to put together a few pieces, or not put together, but he like collects from various places in the workshop a few pieces that would go together to make a sort of pilot light. And he says, now this will last a long time, but not forever. Uh, in order to in order to keep this running, you'd have to refuel it at least a few times a year, so that it doesn't, so that your backup flame doesn't, also die on you. But that's better than having to run it every every day.
All right, all right. If it uh, better than some of my other ideas, so let's go with this one.
Mm-hmm. Um, do you want to roll to see how well they put it together? Or do you just want them to have to? Um,
Let's roll it.
okay. Uh,
Hmm.
what should we? Is there another? Is there a better skill, or should we go for Uh, you know what? You probably can add your proficiency bonus to it or whatever. But I think I'm just gonna roll intelligence
Yeah.
because I don't have a thing
Uh,
for this. I don't think. Do I have Tinker's tools? I don't know if I have Tinker's tools.
Feedback. 6. 24. We
Oh,
can average this out.
oh, I do have Tinker's tools. Very nice.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, well, I got a 9. That's not great.
Oh boy.
Uh, let's see, 24 and 9. What does that average out to be?
I got the calculator open.
Cool.
17. Which,
Oh, that's pretty good.
yeah, not bad. Okay. Okay. So as you said, it didn't really take too much to make this.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Amber is pretty used to working with mismatched pieces and parts.
Mm-hmm.
So that certainly helps. And eventually, uh, you've got a actually functional pilot light,
Mm.
which slots which slots quite nicely inside the robot, right next to the core itself.
Nice. The professor looks pleased. Like, yay, solved a problem.
Ooh, Amber is very pleased as well. But, well, gotta actually test it first.
Ah, certainly.
So, with that, she holds her finger up to the core itself, which at the moment is slid open slightly. And she summons a small flame. Before she places it inside, closes it up, and waits for a moment. And then another, and then another, until the robot's eyes light up.
Ooh.
And it sits up properly. Though, uh, you can tell that this is more an actual, uh, gosh, what's the word? Uh,
Like,
it's not alive or
it's
anything.
like a
Not,
construct.
yeah, yeah.
But not the living, like, there are also living constructs, but, like, it's, Yeah, yeah, I get you. It's like
properly
it's
mindless.
yeah, it's just animated. It's not alive animated.
And and Amber just gives a little cheer, like, "Woo! Gosh, that took so long to figure out. I You have no idea how many other solutions I had tried.
Oh, well,
Most of them probably had been a bad idea in the first place, but that's besides the point.
well, you have to get through a few bad ideas to find the best ones.
Amber is now reopening the back and carefully taking out the flame
Mhm.
before she just waves it off and it's gone. The
Mhm.
robot is now uh, unpowered,
Mhm.
so she picks it up.
Hmm.
Oh, Bach is going to be so excited when they see this. Speaking of that, I was thinking of having like a little get together for them, I guess. They never actually had
Mm.
a proper birthday party,
Oh, well, that would be
and
lovely.
ah, great, great. I still need to figure out where it'll be, though. I'm not sure I want to have them testing their new body in a trash yard.
Mhm.
But I'll get back to you on that.
Mhm.
And I imagine while they're talking, they're just walking towards the exit of the ellipsis.
Yeah, yeah, towards the console room, which has the front doors.
Okay, so Amber goes to reach for the front door, opens it,
Mhm.
uh, takes one step outside, and uh, it probably took them a bit of time to make the pilot light and get it all, put together.
Mhm.
So in that time, the weather had really picked up because it's
Uh,
still the middle of winter in Toontown.
oh yeah, sure is. It's I will say it is cold as heck where I live.
Yep, as we're speaking right now, there is a blizzard right outside. The wind is very loud.
Fantastic.
And that is the same for uh, Toontown itself. So
Mhm.
Amber takes one step outside, still maybe looking back at Professor and talking
Mhm.
before she is absolutely buffeted with, you know, blizzard winds.
Yeah. Oh dear. All right, let's come back inside then. Hang on.
You don't need to tell her twice. She's already back inside.
Yeah, he's going to close the door.
Ah, God damn it, this is why I need to read the forecast.
Well, I can at least put the view screen on so we can see when it finally lets up, and he'll go over to the console and hit a button, and one of the panels on the wall that you haven't seen it do this before, I don't think. One of it almost looked like a cabinet before, but these two doors, they're it's not like a it looked like a sideways cabinet. But basically, the two openings recede up and down, respectively, the two doors. And behind it is, it looks a lot like, actually, it looks like a lot like the TV screen that Arata had at the sleepover. And on the screen is a live video feed of the outside of the street outside, so you can see all the yeah, this is the weather.
That's a strangely complicated window you have there.
Yes, she's The ellipsis isn't fond of actual physical windows since they tend to tend to pose something of a weak point. The door is about all that she'll cede to that point, and that's only because, well, there really needs to be a door. Otherwise, how are you supposed to get in? But yeah, no real windows. So he
I
just
think
shrugs.
okay, I think Amber probably has set the robot down on the floor. It's sitting against the console itself,
Mm-hmm.
and she takes a close look at the console actually before looking at the professor.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait, you keep on talking. Uh, you keep on talking about the ellipsis like they're alive. Is
Ah, well, she is. And actually, at this moment, I'm gonna ask you to roll a whiz save.
boy, my favorite stat. The nat 20.
No, you're kidding. Okay, nothing happens. Oh wait, hang on. Let me see if is that true. Blah blah blah. If you, okay, I was reading it wrong. Okay. Something does happen, but the ellipsis is not able to delve deeper into your mind. But what the ellipsis has done is cast detect thoughts, and let's see. Um, let's see. Roll perception, because I want to see if you're able to notice this, because you oh no, wait, no, you passed. No, never mind about the perception. No, she definitely tried to go deeper because she's a nosy little thing, but the ellipsis has tried to look deeper into your thoughts. She does get surface thoughts just from casting it. So what are the surface thoughts of Amber Pyreson?
Amber is thinking hard about the things that Professor had told the group back during the whole
Ah,
fiasco.
yeah.
And back then things were a bit hectic. She couldn't really
Focus on them.
yeah, she couldn't really pay much attention to the stuff he said, but now as she's looking at all this cool tech, she's
Mm.
going, "Hey, wait, what did you say again about crashing an economy?"
Oh, that. Um, yes, I well, you see, Dalcor, um, now they don't all run on this, but most of their trade, their currency of choice is this thing called soul larvae, which are essentially more or less just straight up souls, just in a sort of physical tradable form. They actually do look like worms. It's rather uh unsightly. But the
Huh.
point being,
Ew.
yeah, exactly. But the point being, they're trading these worms that are actually souls, and they uh, they were sometimes they just sometimes these souls just end up there, mostly through their own fault. But a large number of souls, that is, a large number of people, had gone missing, and and I tracked them down, and well, I couldn't have them doing what they were doing, so I sort of ruined their whole operation, which happened, while it's saving a lot of people, it did also happen to completely ruin their economic situation.
Probably asking for it if it's that fragile that one guy can tear it all down.
I wish more people saw it that way, but no, people always get very angry when I tear down their operations.
Y- You know what? I'm probably gonna be stuck here for a while. So,
Mm.
I don't know what Dalcor is. So what's that?
Ah, well, first let's unless you'd like a better look at the console here, uh, I might as well find somewhere better to sit. Would you like to see the library, perhaps?
Boy, would I? Amber refrains from saying, but I mean, if the tech thought is still going,
Oh,
Ellipsis can tell.
um,
She nods.
that's great. Yeah, it would have stopped by now, but I love that. Uh, and Amber can tell that the ellipsis tried to poke at her mind, but I mean, she didn't get anywhere. Like, you can also tell that, so, she only got a brushing of the surface. But the professor leads you down through the corridors again to a much more ornate set of doors and into the library, which is aside from the like humongous three-tiered like book stacks that seem to stretch on into infinity. The front sitting area is pretty cozy. It's got a fireplace that's already up and running, and some nice comfy chairs and a couch. So he's gonna make himself comfortable on the couch, and he's ready to start explaining about Dalcor, if that's still what you're curious about.
Amber is pushing a couch right up next to the fireplace and throwing herself onto it.
Nice.
Okay, so what's Dalcor? I've never heard of it. Is
Haha.
it like a space thing?
Close. It's a planes thing. It is a different plane from the material plane. So on the material plane, that's where we are now. On the material plane, there are a bunch of different planets, a bunch of different worlds. You can travel through them just by using, well, if you're clever enough, using non-magical means. But it takes quite a while for most species to get there. If you're clever in a different way, you can use magical means to basically launch yourself off of the planet and onto another one. Sort of hop from world to world that way. But that's just on the material plane. That's going through space. To get to another plane, like the ethereal plane or Dalcor, or let's see, there's the Feywilds, there's let's see,
You know
there's
how plane travel works, Grandpa. Just get to the good part.
um uh the the
18.
yeah, never mind that. Uh Dalcor is the plane of dreams. So the hub of it is it's where the quarry live, and where they have their cities and such. That's where they come from. Um, on the edges of uh, on the edges of Dalcor, on the edge of the Plane of Dreams, is the actual like dream part. Um, like like a few planes, it sort of overlaps with the material plane in odd sort of way. The I mean, some of them are very distinctly cordoned off. You really can't get from one to the other without eh, a form of direct travel. But with the Plane of Dreams, it's quite interesting, really. The edges of it are sort of these little pockets, almost like soap bubbles that form and disappear and reform. And what these pockets are made of is the dreams of people on the material plane. So if I if you or I were to go to sleep and dream, our dream, the space inside our dream would be, would manifest as a small little sort of bubble of reality off the edge of the plane of dreams. And it would stay there for as long as we dream and then disappear when we wake up.
He's nodding along.
Mm-hmm. That is that is sort of the connection is how the quarry are able to get to people. They usually, now occasionally they do, but they usually don't take a direct route like I tend to do in the ellipsis, and just use some teleportation means to go to the material plane. Instead, they would much rather they go to the edges and they find people. They find dreams of people who are especially susceptible to influence or manipulation or such. I mean, I think they tend to be, well, it makes sense. If somebody's having a happy dream, well, they're going to be pretty resistant. But if they're having a nightmare, then they can be messed with pretty easily. The quarry will go into a person's dream and insert themselves into it for as long as it exists there as part of the plane of dreams, and either communicate with the person or, more likely, just make their dream worse until they can wear the person down and, well, you saw the sort of thing that they can do.
Yeah. So, are you like from Delcor or something?
No, 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 not me. No, um, no, I was just visiting. Actually, when that whole thing happened. Um, that was uh, as a matter of fact, that was my first time there. Um, no, I was on a sort of mission with some old friends. It was a few weeks. We were on Dalcor, but no, just visiting to sort out the sort of soul stealing situation, and then head back home to the material plane. That's where I'm from originally, the material plane. Just he sort of like waves his hand around. This plane, but not this planet.
What kind of planet did you come from then?
Oh, I came from the planet Falagray. It's very, very far away. Even, even very, very broadly speaking.
So, what's Belgrade like then? Does it uh,
It's, uh, it's not too different from this world. Not nearly as much ocean, I will say. But I mean, the sky's a different color, the plants are different colors. Pretty standard interplanetary differences. Um,
how'd you come across the ellipsis then? Because
huh.
I don't know, she certainly seems a pretty unique uh thing in the universe.
um, you're you're both correct and incorrect. She's certainly unique in herself, um, and in the fact that they don't really make her model anymore. But there were, in fact, many like her at one point, and there are still very many uh, newer models of ellipses. A fleet of thousands, actually.
Huh.
Yeah, but she's the ellipsis uh, Mark 4000. Since then, they're up to about 7,000 now. So she's and he sort of like taps the floor kind of fondly. She's an older model, but she runs just fine.
All these ellipses from Belgrade then?
Yes, that's correct. In fact, time stars are pretty adamant about keeping them out of the hands of anybody else.
I'm sorry. What are those?
Oh, that's my species, my race. I'm not human or
That
elf.
is a very funny name for a whole race. Sounds like a job.
It does. It is a very funny name for an entire race. It's very pretentious. They chose it themselves, you see, a very long time ago. When
Isn't that the same for every single race?
I don't know. I think some races are named by older races. I think I think on some planets the humans were named by the elves, but I could be wrong. Oh, it probably depends on the place.
He doesn't know enough about anthropology to give much insight.
Yeah. um, but he says, yeah, a lot of races do name themselves. Not all of them. Um, some of them are named by the gods that created them. If indeed they were created by gods, not all of them are.
So, what would these time czars like then? You don't exactly sound very fond of them.
No, no. As I told, uh, as I told Arata, when I first told him what I was. If you ever meet a time czar that isn't me, do not trust them. None of them, as far as I'm concerned. Beyond, I will admit, very few individuals, beyond a very few individuals, none of them can be trusted. They're stuck up, they're self important, they're manipulative.
Well, good thing I make it a point not to trust strange men from the skies.
A fairly good policy, I think.
Is that why you left Valagray? You didn't like the folks around there?
That's part of why I left, yes. As a matter of fact, I stole the ellipsis on my way out.
Nice. Uh, Hold on, I'm trying to remember the things Professor told the group. Uh, did I think I remember him saying he's died before?
Um, he said, Amber wasn't there for that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Seeker is the only one who I think heard that in particular. He did say he's very hard to kill.
Very understatement of the year, I'd say.
Yeah.
Or very hard to kill for long.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay. So, huh? Valgray sounds like a funny place.
mm,
Glad uh, glad you're
not.
glad you were able to leave, I guess.
Yes, I am. I'm very glad I was able to leave too. Very glad.
So, interplane travel. What's that like?
Interplanar
I've
travel.
never been outside of Toontown, so I
It's
don't know much about traveling.
it's very strange. Some planes feel a lot like this one. They look a little different. Things work a little differently. Other ones are very strange. They can things feel warped. Your perceptions change. In some of them, time works strangely. It moves faster or slower than it does here, or both, and it'll change on a dime. You could be there for what feels to you like 2 hours, but first a week has passed, and then only a few seconds have passed. It's very, very odd, very fascinating. In other places, things are there are creatures and forms of beings that that challenge challenge the mind, and the further you go, the more difficult it is to comprehend things, to the point where, and he's like, he seems very excited about all this, even though he's like sort of getting to some ominous stuff, like to the point where,
Whereas hooked on his every word.
love it. To the point where in the far realms, it's quite dangerous for all but the most experienced and fortified travelers to go, because your average mortal will just go mad from the sight of some of the beings there. They're so incomprehensible.
Oh, have you ever been there?
Well, yes.
Hmm.
Not not too far, but not too far in, but I've I've been about the edges. Yes. One time I
Sounds like
was
you've.
hmm?
Oh, no, you first.
Oh no, I
They were
was
done.
no, I was going to say that I was taken by force into someone's personal pocket of space there. It was a very strange time.
Sounds like it.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So, sounds like you've been traveling for a while. Any, actually, what would you say is like has been your favorite place so far?
Oh, my favorite place. That's difficult. I think, you know, until recently, I would have had to say the planet Darth, fairly far away from here, but where I spent a lot of time, the most time out of anywhere, some of it by choice, not all of it, but just because I got so attached to the people there and the way of life. But I must admit, not that I've seen much else of Desori besides Inkwell, but this planet is giving Darth a run for its money.
What can I say? We're just that great. What was Darth like, though? Why'd you leave?
Oh, it was nice. I liked a lot of parts of it. Um, it was not too dissimilar from Tesori in technological or social advances. It was a little behind in some areas, but uh, as much as I loved the people and the the landscape and the creatures and just the sort of everyday and yet extraordinary happenings that would occur there, I had been stuck there for a good couple decades, and not by choice. I was stranded, and I was stranded not just to the planet, but confined to confined to a single island. It was a big island, to be perfectly fair, but I grew tired of it and I needed a break. So that's why I left.
Hmm. Think you'll ever go back then?
I'm sure I will. I have some friends there I need to check up on.
It's at this moment that Amber picks up on one of the words he said during that. Wait, decades? How
Uh,
old are you, actually?
oh, uh, going on about 700 now, give or take.
Is is that old for a time czar?
Uh, it's actually not really. It's all really a matter of perspective, but I suppose I suppose um oh, I couldn't begin to translate it into Toon years. I suppose uh into a more human frame of mind, it would put me at about uh no, the scale doesn't work. Um
I've been calling you grandpa while you were like only 30 years in time czar age?
Uh, Not exactly. I'm no. It's difficult. I used to look a lot older than I do now. That's not to say that I age backwards. I don't. But I had a sort of refresh in the middle. Um, uh,
A reboot, a redesign.
uh, Somewhat similar to a redesign, yes. Not dissimilar to that, I would say. Um, but by about the first 100 years, 150, you manage to establish yourself as an adult, but in much the same way as elves do, in fact. But beyond that, you don't really get to be an elder until you've got a few thousand years of experience.
Few thousand. Oh,
Yeah, well, most most time stars are rather sedentary. They stay on Falagray where it's safe and nothing happens to them. So they have plenty of time to live out the rest of their lives. It's very boring.
geez, sounds like it.
Mm. That's why I prefer to travel.
Man, you're practically a baby then compared
No!
to other time czars.
No,
A
I'm
couple
not!
thousand versus
No!
your 700?
No! No, the oldest. Oh, geez. No, I can't even say the oldest, time czar I've ever met because that's. No, he was a special case. It's hardly fair. But he was a few million years old. But, like I said, there was some time distortion. He shouldn't have made it that long. Didn't really, in his entirety. He had begun to deteriorate, but. The point is, no, I'm not a child.
Practically younger than me, looks like.
No! No, 700 years? I don't think so.
Hey, it's the scale that counts.
No, it is not! That's not how it works. I reached
I don't know, it
adulthood.
sounds like how it works.
No! I reached adulthood at. Oh no, I didn't reach adulthood at. No, I reached adulthood at about. Uh, at about 30 or so. And then I didn't get respected as an adult until I was in my mid hundreds. And then by that time, I already had actual grandkids, I'll have you know.
You have
Um,
grandkids? You had kids?
I. Yes. I
Oh,
told
are they
you,
on Faligrade?
um, no.
You have a spouse?
I. Let me just roll something.
Boy.
Alright, not too bad. Um,
Oh.
he, uh, he, um, you see him wince and, rub at his forehead, but he, continues to, continues to talk. He says, I had a spouse.
Sounds like a rough breakup.
No, no, that's not what happened. I
Oh. Oh, geez.
no, it's
Sorry.
no, that's quite all right. I um myself don't know exactly what happened. I can't remember.
You can't remember?
I can't. It's very annoying. A time czar is only worth as much as his memory.
Oh. Well, what are your grandkids like then? Can you remember them?
Only one. Um, Sharon. She's lovely. She's inquisitive, a fantastic student. Uh, she'll make a good teacher someday, I'm sure.
Oh. Well, she sounds nice.
Yes.
Snow? Hold on. I don't actually know how long this blizzard would last. So,
Mm.
2D 8 hours. Let's see. Or 2D 6? Hmm. Does 2D 6 or 2D 8 sound good?
Uh, I don't know. Uh,
I've got no idea either.
okay.
Uh, blizzard lasts for 11
Ah!
hours.
Oh my god, they're there all day. Oh man. I
It's
think.
midnight by the time Amber can leave.
Oh boy. Well, I think he does change the subject after that. But boy. How do you? Hmm. About what time was it when Amber showed up?
I assumed, like, around noon.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh, in that case, the professor is gonna offer Amber to like uh, as it starts to get like late and it still looks bad outside. He's gonna offer if they want like a place to sleep until they can uh, get home or until the next day, really, because it's going well into the night. This blizzard.
Yep. Uh, Amber looks around and asks, well, if the ellipsis is fireproof, then sure, I guess I don't really have much else of a choice here.
Oh, she is. She is. I won't have you sleep here in the library, but I can get you a bedroom.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, and he'll show you. You don't have to go now, but like he'll show you one of the free bedrooms. And this one seems to be especially fireproof. Like there's no like uh you pass like a different one that might have had like some pieces of basic like wooden furniture, but in this one they're all either like metal or like some other material or something else that's just it's it's not, doesn't appear to be anything much flammable in there.
Amber doesn't really comment on this, but she is very, very grateful for this.
Mm-hmm. He will also offer the the library has plenty of firewood in it, like beside the fire. So if she wants any, she is absolutely welcome to it.
Probably, probably did eat a bit of it while they were talking.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I guess, uh, does Professor leave her to like go sleep?
Yeah.
Uh, all right. I guess if he does pass by her room within like the next hour, uh, he might hear a bit of conversation going on inside as, uh, well, Amber and Zeke have a bit of a routine calling each other at night.
Mm,
But other than that, she goes to sleep pretty soon.
that's good.
Well, the cold always makes her sleepy.
Aw, that's nice. That's good. D-
And on that note,
yeah.
uh, anything else you want to say before we bring this FPS to a close?
Uh, no, I think we got it.
Wait, God, the robot's still in the console room.
I mean, he can help move it to the bedroom.
Yeah, probably like right before Amber goes to sleep, she just goes, "Hey, wait a minute!"
Yeah.
And she just bursts out the room, grabs the robot, brings it back to the room,
Yeah.
and then she goes to sleep.
Yeah. Nice.
And she leaves first thing next morning.
Hmm.
And with that, that brings us to the end of prototypes and pointers. Thanks for listening in, present and future watchers, especially you, Avi. And have a good time zone.
E. Bye.